Hello, in this video we'll learn how to use the epsilon delta definition of a limit to show that a limit converges. So here we want to show the limit as x approaches -4 of 2 minus 3x is equal to 14. And so we recall the definition of a limit. For any epsilon greater than 0, there exists a delta greater than 0 such that the distance between our function and our limit is less than epsilon whenever 0 is less than or equal to the distance between x and a, which has to be less than some other small value delta. So whenever we solve these problems, we have two main steps, right? We have the work, and the goal of our work is to find delta in terms of epsilon, right? So the way we do that is by using our distance between f of x and L. And somehow we want to show that that's less than epsilon. So if we recall, we plug our function in, we plug our limit in, and we try and manipulate this until we get our x minus a value, which in this case, x minus a would be x minus -4 or x plus 4. Right? So let's see. I get -3x, a 2, and a -14 is a -12. Right? We might see this already. I can factor out a -3, and I have my x plus 4. And because I have a product inside my absolute value, I can split that absolute value up. Right? The absolute value of -3 is x plus 4. Right? And so we use our assumption that x plus 4 is going to be less than delta. So we say that's less than delta. And once we found our less than in our work, this is what our epsilon is going to be. So we can say our delta then, if we solve for delta, has to be epsilon over 3. And this is what we'll use in our proof part, which is the second part of our problem, writing our proof. And if we recall, our proof is really just a script we want to rewrite. So given epsilon is greater than 0, choose delta to be equal to what we found, our epsilon over 3. Then, whenever 0 is less than x plus 4 is less than delta, we have 2 minus 3x minus 14. Right? This is our f of x, right? Our f of x minus L is equal to, and now we'll just have that same list of inequalities, but eventually get down to an epsilon. Right? So we can follow that. 3x minus 12 is equal to absolute value of -3 times x plus 4, which is equal to the absolute value of -3, absolute value of x plus 4, which is equal to 3 times the absolute value of x plus 4. And this is where we can use our given, that x plus 4 is going to be less than delta. So we replace x plus 4 in delta, and we use the fact that we chose our delta to be epsilon over 3, and we can see that cancels, and we'll get epsilon, right? And so we are finished with the problem. We have shown through a system of equalities and our inequality that f of x minus L was eventually less than epsilon. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you in class.